Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about these ASAHOM permanent outdoor lights. And these are really neat lights. I'm going to be installing those in my friend's house. But before we do that, I'm going to unbox them, show you some of the features, talk about the features, and let you see what they look like in the theater here before we get those out onto his house. Full disclosure, they sent these to me free of charge, but you're going to get my fair and honest review of these. I'm actually going to be installing them on a friend's house, so I'm not even keeping the lights. All right, time to get these opened. So let's pop this open. And oh, here's a remote, which I was not expecting because we have another brand does not have a remote. So this is really cool. Be able to utilize a local remote rather than having to grab your phone all the time. And you could store this somewhere pretty convenient for the lights. So that's really neat. We have a roller with some stickers for putting new backs on any of the lights as necessary, or adding, stickers there for the 3M tape. And we have the ruler that I'm not sure if I'll use or not. I do have a template that I was planning on using, but I'll check this out and see which one is going to work better for us. And then obviously we have lights. So there's one. Actually, there's probably two packets over here. Yeah, they're just tangled together a little bit. So we have one, two, three, four, looks like six packs of lights. Yeah, six packs of lights. And this is the 100-foot variety. So that probably puts them around like 17 feet or so for each of the packs. So 17 times 6 is, 101 or so feet. So somewhere in that range. We have the power cord with the control on it. So this is pretty standard, I think, for the permanent lights. Let's see what else we have in here. So we have a couple of extensions. So if you have to jump in between areas, that's what these are for. And oh, so they have the cleaning pads in here. I think I might use rubbing alcohol, but we'll see. Maybe we'll use the pads they have. It's really convenient. They have them in here, and there's a lot of them. 24 in the bag, so a lot to utilize there, and you wouldn't have to provide your own in that manner. And I did skip over the clips here as well. So there's clips that go in between the lights. And my guess is it's every so many lights. So we have the user manual. So we'll glance at that and see what the procedures are for installing the lights. The user manual says 6 of the clips per string, and there's definitely more than 6 lights here. So I'm guessing they recommend putting them on the ends and then a couple places in between. But we'll look at that once we get to the install. Next, I want to get these plugged in and show you what that looks like. So each of the strings have ends that you can connect them together. So this end would go into here, and then you just screw it together. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these together, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I plug these in. Once I plug them in, they go into this rainbow effect, and you can see immediately just how cool the lights are, how bright they are, and the variety of colors that you get out of these as well. So just to highlight a couple of the specs, these lights are 50,000 hour lights. So that's their lifetime expectancy is 50,000 hours. These lights are 90 lumen per light, and they're a 5-in-1 LED, which you can definitely see when you look into them, that they have the different color aspects compared to some of the other LED styles. The operating temperature is -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 113 degrees Fahrenheit. And being outdoor lights, they are IP67 waterproof. So we have all the specs and features covered. So I think it's time now to head over to my friend's house and get these installed. Hey, I'm over at my friend's house here today. We're putting up the ASAHOM outdoor permanent lights, and we're going to put those across the porch here, up on the second level, and then out the garage. So I'll show you what it's like as we're putting them up, and then what the finished product is like. So stay tuned. All right, now I'm going to go over the steps for installing the lights. First, you measure where the light's going to land. Then you clean the surface. After that, you place the light using a template or roller. I prefer a template. And then you hold the light on. I like to hold it there for 30 seconds to make sure it has a good contact. After that, you attach the clips using screws as necessary. And then when it's time, you attach the next string of lights. The light set comes with a remote, has the on and off, has the 2700K and 6500K for the different whites, the warm white and the cool white. You can dim it, you can cycle through the different colors, and then you can use some memory and some other options such as the music option as well. So it's a really neat remote, only took about 10 seconds to pair, super simple, and I'll show you how easy it is to turn them off. And you can see they're off here at the top. And just turn them back on, and then I'll cycle through some colors. And then I'll switch it over to the warm white. Here you can see the warm white at the top, and the cool white is there right at the top. Here's the outlet we used, and we ran it down and behind the trim piece that goes up right here, ran it up and underneath that beam up to the lights. They follow all the way across the porch here. We're going to proceed over to the end. I'll show you where it connects to the second story. Comes out the side and goes up the side of the house, up behind the trim, and then up to the second story of the house. Ends over here at the top of the second story there, comes behind the trim piece and behind the gutter, and hangs across right now, but we're going to buy another extension there to extend that over back into that corner, and then it proceeds up to the top of the peak, down the side, and then just around the corner. So that's the 100-foot length of lights with one extra extension included. So we're going to go ahead and pair it in the app. So I'm in the Smart Life app, and we'll add a device. And you can see immediately it found the permanent lights. We'll pick those. All right, and then it's adding them to the app. All right, and we got it installed in the app here, and we'll update the firmware. All right, we got it all connected now. So we can control the lights. So just turn them off and turn them back on. And I believe they're individually addressable. Yeah, so if you pick a color, then you can go and pick the individual lights and light those up with that color. There's a lot of options here. You have the different whites, and then you have different effects here, forward, backwards, all of the pulsating, flickering, rain, speed, different animations. So looks like you have several Halloween, 4 different Halloweens here. We have some Christmas options, like this one's looks like some red and green lights here. Maybe a half dozen Christmas options, St. Patrick's Day, Independence Day, Canada Day, Super Bowl. Lots of different options here, more than some of the other brands I've seen. And then we have the natural and life settings. So lots of things here you can do. You can also hook them up within the music. And then there's some DIY options as well. So I'll show you what these look like at night. We got all the lights up, and this is the warm white color, and I can go ahead and change that to some of the cool whites. So you can see that's native. I'm going to go ahead and demo some other lights for you. This one you're seeing right now is called Christmas Bee. There's 4 different Christmas sets of lights there. Now we have St. Patrick's Day. So this is a festive with the green and goldish yellow color. This one is Independence Day, celebrating July 4th and other patriotic holidays here in the US. This one is Super Bowl, so you have a lot of festive lights that are blinking with that on and off that would be around the center, I guess, of the light string. This one is called Football Day, which in America would be known as Soccer Day, basically. We have Labor Day here. This one is called Carnival, and it has those festive, blues, purples, and, streaming lights there. This one is called Dance Party, so you get a really colorful set of lights in this one. This is called Dine Together. So it's a lot like the last one you just saw, but maybe a little more intense and vibrant colors here in this one. And this one is called Fireworks, as you can see the lights exploding in separate sections of the string. And now it's time for my final thoughts. I would definitely recommend the ASAHOM permanent outdoor lights. The only negative at all is that it has a couple less lights per string compared to some other brands, but this isn't noticeable when viewing the lights, and you definitely don't need those additional lights. This set features the warm white and cool white dedicated LEDs with that 5-in-1 LED, which is absolutely awesome. It was a very easy to install setup, and it took just a couple of hours to install the 100 feet at my friend's house. We installed the lights with the 3M provided and attached the clips with the screws that were provided, so it was really easy to set up there. Everything looks great. We had no issues at all with it. The remote control is a nice bonus as a remote isn't included with some of the other brands. And about the app, it worked great to control the lights, and it has more options than some of the other brands that I've used as well. So the lights are really awesome overall, and the lights are very responsive, and I like these more than some of the other brands that cost more than these. So I would definitely recommend you look into these if you're in the market for smart lights. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss the future videos as I review more products and maybe make some treks to other friends' houses as well.